But let's turn our attention to a new initiative from the Scouts, which could inspire the next generation of space enthusiasts.
As part of National Science Week, 14 to 18-year-old Explorer Scouts will now be able to earn a space activity badge for the first time. Let's go to breakfast. John Maguire, who's there. John, have you earned your badge yet?
Yes, apparently I have. A special badge for me, one here appropriate to the size of my head, I think. But this is what it's going to look like, Charlie. That's going to be the space badge for the Explorer Scouts, a brand new badge. One of the things about space, especially thinking about those two astronauts we've been discussing on the programme this morning, is it's all about problem solving. Anyone who works within the industry needs to solve problems all the time. So that is very much the ethos of the badge. Lots of Scouts have gathered here in the Space Gallery in the Science Museum in London today. They are looking at hydroponics over there because, of course, what they'll need to do in future, if there are communities on distant planets, is to think of different ways to grow their food. Aerodynamics and rockets here. Miles is going to fire one for us. Go, Miles.
Oh my goodness.
Very good. That went a very long way. In fact, I took Paul, the cameraman, out with one of those just earlier. And this is a communication exercise. So this is a mock-up of a Mars rover. And what is happening here is, well, tell us, Jada, what are you doing? How does the exercise work?
So this is a model of
Yep.
a space rover that would be going around maybe the moon. Tell us.
Yeah.
And then Maya, so you're telling her how to do it, aren't you?
Yes, so it's controlled by a camera or remote
Yeah.
on like the actual thing, but here we're using a phone. And it's just to, it has 6 wheels with like textured thick wheels to prevent falling into the bumps.
Okay.
So,
Lots of people are fascinated by space. Are you? And if so, why?
I think I really am fascinated, but I wouldn't want to go there because I have a fear of heights. So if it were at takeoff, I'd be getting a bit scared.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder where the heights comes into it. We'll check with Tim Peake in just a second. Maya, what do you think?
I would love to go to space, and especially the moon,
Yeah.
to experience the zero gravity kind of bouncing on the moon feeling.
Yeah,
Yes.
it would look amazing, wouldn't it? All right, good luck with that. So, as I say, communication exercise to try to figure out how this works. We've got a simulation or a mock-up, again, another communication exercise here of how Tim would have docked in the space station there. So they've got to tell each other, you know, left a bit, right a bit, to be able to drop it into the box. And there is a little Lego model of a little astronaut in there. So they've been carrying on with that this morning. Tim is here. Tim, quick question for you, which one of the Scouts was asking me earlier.
Yeah.
She said she's scared of heights, so wouldn't want to go to space. Is that a relevant thing?
Yeah, it's not the scared of heights, it's scared of falling, I've realised. That's what we should be scared
It's the
of.
ground that does it, isn't it, when you hit the ground?
Yeah.
What do you make of this initiative? I mean, these kids here, these guys are having a brilliant time this morning.
This is brilliant, yeah, absolutely. And these are the first Scouts that are going to get their space badge, the first explorers. And it's all about kind of that inspiration, about creativity and curiosity and discovery and thinking about, you know, science and space and why we do things. So it's brilliant. And a lot of these tasks also require great teamwork, great communication, which are skills that every industry needs.
Well, look, we're here in front of your Soyuz capsule that you went to the space station and came back in.
Yeah.
Is it burnt? Is that why it looks brown?
It's got some scorch marks on it, yes. Yeah. One careful owner there. But no, it takes a lot of punishment coming back into Earth's atmosphere. This thing arrives at 17,500 miles per hour.
Wow.
So a lot of plasma is burning parts of the heat shield and burning parts of the capsule away. But that's why the whole capsule, it tells a story of what it's like to not just launch to space, but to come back as well. And I think that's really good for, you know, telling that same story to the Scouts here today.
Yeah. Does this bring back happy memories when you see it?
It brings back lots of happy memories, yeah. I mean, this really, you know, you get an emotional attachment to it, and the hairs on the back of my neck stand up every time I see it and remember, you know, myself and my colleagues came back in this thing, which is quite incredible.
Yeah. And talking about the two astronauts that hopefully are coming back down to Earth in the next couple of days or whatever, depending on what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your does your heart go out to them, or do you think, well, they just get more time to do what they wanted to do, what they've trained for so many years to do.
Absolutely. Butch and Sonny will have been having a brilliant time up there.
Okay.
I was up there with Scott Kelly, who spent a year in space. We're used to long duration missions. It's what we do now. And as astronauts, you expect the unexpected. So they would be absolutely fine. They would have just cracked on as any other ISS crew member. And of course, we've had a spacecraft since September that's been up there ready to bring them home. So they could have come home at any time. But they're just doing an ordinary astronaut's job, which is to work hard in space.
No, it's only you that can say that being an astronaut is an ordinary job, by the way. Tim Peake, thank you so much for your time this morning, and great work on the Scout badge. We can see the level of enthusiasm this morning. It really is wonderful. Good to see you. Thanks, Tim. Wow, just an incredible morning this morning. So good to see the enthusiasm, really, from everybody here. So, from the Science Museum, I'm going to take you back to Salford, and I can utter those immortal words. Salford, we haven't had a problem.
Oh, good. Although that's what those astronauts thought, and they're still stuck there, John, so I hope you can make your way home.